Oh, I thought somebody texted me. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Noelle Janae. If you're new here, hi. If you're not new here, hey besties. I hope you're having a great day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. At this moment, it is December 25th, 8:04 a.m. It's in the morning. So, Merry Christmas! Happy Christmas! All the things. I hope you're having a great Christmas. I am here to talk about some books because you know what day it is, what time it is. It's winter break time, which you know what that means. It means I can read. So I am in college. I'm a senior at Lee, and I'm coming up on my last semester of undergrad. But I usually take time during breaks to read a bunch of books, and next semester my course load isn't as heavy. I am taking some more difficult classes, but I have some free time, so I will be using that said free time to read and do homework. So, if you hear voices outside, my mom is here. This is my mom's bed. The setup's a little different because my mom moved in with me at the beginning of the school year. So in like August, she moved in. So, we are officially both living in one apartment with my cat. Once again, minus the cat. I didn't have her back then. But, yeah, I'm very happy. Very loving life. Very losing weight and getting skinny. Which I will make a video about because I am doing the carnivore diet. And it has been life-changing. And that's going to be another video for another time. So check back in like a couple weeks to see what happens. And I may do like a what I eat in a week or whatever. I don't know. But today we're here to talk about books. So I'm going to talk about one book that I've just finished and two books I'm currently reading, and then books that I want to tackle towards the end of this year into the new year. So, the book that I've recently finished reading is called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. This book has changed my life. Like, legit. How to stay emotionally healthy and spiritually alive in the chaos of the modern world. This book is like required reading for every minister that I know. Every minister, period. And every college student, just literally every person. Like, I have highlighted, that's like the glossary, but I have highlighted, like, each chapter has at least, like, two things highlighted. This book has caused me to, like, stop charging my phone next to my bed. I charge it in the kitchen now. It's taught me that Sabbath is actually a thing that we should observe and do. And, rest, take a full day to rest, veg, rot, all the things. So I will be starting Sabbaths in the new year. And it has really, like, I drive the speed limit now because of this book. Like, that's literally a tip he gives, is to drive the speed limit and get into the slow lane just to breathe and not be in such of a hurry. This is on page 24. 24. Hurry is of the devil, slow is of Jesus, because Jesus is what love looks like in flesh and blood. Walter Adams says, to walk with Jesus is to walk with a slow, unhurried pace. Hurry is the death of prayer and only impedes and spoils our work. It never advances it. And he takes, like, really good examples from the life of Jesus and puts them in here and, like, he makes the argument that the word disciple in the Bible should actually be translated to apprentice, which kind of changes the way you kind of look at scripture, so that we should be not just disciples of Jesus, but apprentices of Jesus. So, highly recommend this book. My favorite book of all time. I will be rereading this probably every year, honestly. So that's the book I've like recently finished reading. I read it in like a week and a half. The books that I'm currently reading right now, my morning book after my devotions, which I will be doing a video on what devotions I'm wanting to do in 2025 in my Bible reading plan, so y'all can help keep me accountable. Also, sorry if I'm looking like down. The camera's up here. My screen viewfinder thing is here. So, we'll be trying to look at the camera more. Anyway, currently my morning read has been Holy Huga by Jamie Erickson, creating a place for people to gather and the gospel to grow. I started reading this yesterday, and I'm on page 28. It's about hospitality, and this is already such a good book. Like, I'm really enjoying it. It's a pretty fast read, so I should rip through this pretty quickly. I just have to, like, keep reading it. But Hygge is the Danish word for, like, comfort and, slow living, the Hygge aesthetic, beige. That's not what Hygge is, but it's, like, what modern society has made Hygge out to be. So I'm very excited. I'm very intrigued. And I think these two books will pair well together in the form, like, when it comes to, like, content. So that's currently my, like, Christian lifestyle read. My, like, fiction read right now is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This book. So, I had filmed this exact video 2 days ago. Computer lost the footage. I'm having to refilm it. At the time, on 12/23, I was on page 68, okay? I was on page 68 at the time of that video. I am now on page 283. In a day, I read this much of the story. It is about a guy named Kel. He is something called an Antari, and he travels between 3 worlds. There's Red London, which is where he's from. There's White London, Grey London, and he travels between these 3 Londons. He works for, like, the royal family in Red London. He's also a part-time smuggler of illegal things. Not like droogs, but like artifacts from different worlds for collectors in the other Londons. So, there's also the Black London, which is like closed down, closed off, it's basically in ruin, allegedly, and he comes across this, like, stone that you can kind of see here. It's a magic stone, and it's an artifact from Black London, which when Black London shut down and got, like, destroyed, basically, all the artifacts and stuff were destroyed except for this stone. So we're following his adventure. There's also another POV, which is this girl named Delilah Bard, and she is a thief and a little pickpocketer. She wants to become a pirate. She wants out of Grey London, which is the London with no magic, pretty much. And basically they meet. She pickpockets the magic stone from him. She saves his life. I literally read this. Why am I doing this? And so this follows, like, their adventure throughout trying to get the magic stone back to Black London. But in order to get it there, you can't just go from, like, Grey London, which is here, to Black London, which is, like, here. You have to go through each of the other Londons. So It's so good. Literally, it was really slow at first. And then the action started to pick up, and I just kept reading. I only have this much left. Like, I have that much left. So I may be able to knock this out today when I'm at Christmas. So I'm so excited to finish this. Excited to go on with like the trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. So the next one I think is called A Gathering of Shadows. And this book, it's not like a super gory book. Like there are moments like V.E. Schwab loves to just like people, and so you do see some like character deaths, but it's not like super gory and stuff. Pretty PG-13. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's not like a very dark book, which is great. So I'm excited to finish this and move on with the series. Yes, hello, hi everybody. It's Editing Noelle here, coming at you from work, okay? I finished this book, okay? It is December 26th. Was not able to edit this yesterday, and I was not able to finish this book yesterday. I finished it like an hour ago. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I have a video coming out, if it's not already out, that I filmed, literally sitting here, about this book, giving my review. Yeah, it's coming soon. Okay, coming probably today, maybe tomorrow. Okay, and so I have finished this book. It is not a currently reading book, but I have moved on to A Gathering of Shadows, also by V. Schwab. Also, the second book in the Magic, Shadows of Magic. I literally have this thing memorized. Shades of Magic. That's what it's called. The Shades of Magic trilogy. So, this is my current read. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day. Bye bye. So, that's the books that I'm currently reading. So, let's get into the books that I want to read in 2025. A bunch of these, like my fiction books, are all like beginnings of a like series. So, I'll read those and then continue on with the series, and I'll make videos throughout the year updating y'all. So I have these divided into like 3/4 sections. So we have fiction, we have one Christian fiction, Christian lifestyle, and then regular lifestyle self-helpy stuff. So I'm going to start with the lifestyle self-helpy stuff. I'm going to move this keyboard over here. Okay. So the first one is actually one that I've started reading, but it's just such a dense book that I have to pick it up and put it down because my brain is just like, ugh. And that is Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. I love this book. I'm currently sitting about halfway through the book. And it is so good. I just love Jordan Peterson. I love his work. And I love this book. It's just so much. And I'm going to finish reading this. And probably at the end of the year, I want to reread it and go in and annotate it and highlight stuff. And just really soak up all the knowledge. He also has another book called Beyond Order, which is 12 More Rules for Life. Which after reading this one, I want to pick that one up. And then he just came out with another book. I'll put it like right here. I want to read that. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put the cover right here. So, definitely love this book. Definitely want to finish it in 2025. I've been reading through this since like 2022. So, want to finish it. Yes. Another book that's super popular in the lifestyle self-help space is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Tiny changes, remarkable results. An easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. So, this also kind of goes along the lines of like Holly Huga and Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. This is about building habits, and I know there are some habits that I need to build in 2025 and some habits that I need to break also in 2025. So I think this is going to be an excellent read. It's not that long. I think it's around 300, almost 300 pages. Those are footnotes. Wow. It's about 260 some pages. Yeah, 264. So I'm excited to read this finally after years of being told that I need to read it. Next up is my girl, Sally Clarkson. This is The Life-Giving Home, Creating a Space of Belonging and Becoming by Sally and Sarah Clarkson. I first heard of Sally Clarkson on the podcast Cultural Apothecary by Alex Clark. Sorry, I'm just really congested because of allergies. But Alex's show used to be called The Spillover. And at the end of last year, beginning of this year, she had Sally Clarkson on talking about making a home, the holidays, hosting, all that stuff. And I fell in love. That's like one of my most listened to podcast episodes because I just keep going back. And I wanted to get her book, The Life-Giving Home. And I finally bought it. And I haven't started it. But I am so excited to start it. This also isn't like a very long book. It's about 250 pages, I think. So this should be like a quick little read, probably in a few days, depending on how much time I have. So I will be picking this up. I couldn't determine if I wanted this to be like in the lifestyle or like just like regular self-help lifestyle or like Christian lifestyle. I think this is a bridge because she is a Christian. So I'm so excited to read this. So that's all my little self-helpy lifestyle things. Next up is Christian lifestyle, and I have a bit of a chunk of books that I want to read. First one is one that I've already kind of started, but I just haven't kept up with, and that is Fan the Flame by Jim Cymbala. Let Jesus renew your calling and revive your church. I was so honored to go to the Fan the Flame Leadership Conference and pick up this book last April of 2023. My church that I did my internship at last summer, they flew me out to Virginia, and I took the bus with them to New York to Brooklyn Tabernacle Church. And I was able to go, saw the Brooklyn Tab Singers, saw Taranda Green, saw Jamal, saw all the peoples. And I just love the Cymbalas. And they are so sweet. It is signed. But if y'all know, I am a huge fan of Brooklyn Tab. I grew up listening to all of their music. The I'm Amazed album is my favorite album from them, which it's finally on streaming services after I've been begging for years. So I'm excited to dive into this. It's just such a beautiful book. Like, oh, the gold. Yes. Okay. So I'm excited to finally read this. Next up is one that I have had on my shelves for years and never picked up. It would be C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity. I hate this cover, by the way. I really want another, cover of it. But it's fine. I don't think I ever actually started this. This is, the book for Christians. This is the book that every Christian reads at some point in their life. I have not read it. So, I'm excited to pick this up. I've heard a lot of quotes from this book, but I've never actually read the book. So, I'm very excited to read that. Next up is a reread for me, and it's one that I want to take my time with, annotate, do all the things, because the first time I listened to this book, it was during my internship. We were going through this book for our little, staff book club. That's what I'm calling it. And it's such a good book, but I just did not dedicate the time to it. And I want to this time around. And also, at some points while listening to this, I was in the hospital. I was recovering after surgery. I had to leave my internship a week and a half early. It was a whole thing. And that is The Insanity of God by Nick Ripken. Obviously, not his full name. A True Story of Faith Resurrected. Nick is a missionary. Him and his family are missionaries. And this is basically a memoir, biography thing. where he talks about his life when he was in Somalia, in Africa, and his time in China and Russia, and the reality but the miraculous nature of God in those situations. And this is like a heart-wrenching book. There's so much you can get out of it. I regret not dedicating the time to actually like soak it in. So I'm going to do it this next time around. So I think I have like a couple of things highlighted because I kind of like read it or listened to it while also reading it. So I did finish the audiobook. I own the audiobook actually. So yeah, I'm excited to just dedicate more time to this. Next up is a man that I love and adore. He is one of my favorite authors of all time, and he is the most precious little man. I've never met him. I want to meet him. This book and author is Dream Big by Bob Goff. Know what you want, why you want it, and what you're going to do about it. I love his books. Everybody Always. I listened to it on audiobook. It was amazing. So, like, look, the back he has, like, paper airplane, like, how do you make it? And look at that little guy, he's so cute. I'm basically going into this book blind. I have no idea what it's really about. I've heard people talk about it, but no one really, like, explain what happens. So, I'm excited to dive into this. Most of these books, if I haven't, like, already read them or have had them on my bookshelf forever, I'm pretty much going in blind. Next up, we got a couple books from the Perrys. The first one is Jackie Hill Perry's Holier Than Thou, How God's Holiness Helps Us Trust Him. I love when she teaches on holiness. Also, I love this cover. This may be my favorite cover of 2025. Or like any book, period. So, I have no expectations going into this. Don't really know what it's about. All I know is I love Jackie Hill Perry. But I'm very excited for this. It's not a long book, but I already know it's going to be a dense book because it's Jackie Hill Perry. I also, in 2025, I want to purchase Upon Waking, which you'll see here, which is her devotional book. And I'll talk more about that in my devotions I want to do in 2025. So, I'm excited to read this. I also picked up Preston Perry's How to Tell the Truth. The story of how God saved me to win hearts, not just arguments. He is very much like an apologetics guy. I'm excited to read this. This is also like a beautiful cover. I'm just loving like the stained glassness of some of these. So I'm very excited to read this. And I think it's going to be really good. I had already started it like in the summer, but I literally got to page 5. So we'll probably be restarting this. So that's all of my, Christian lifestyle books. Now I have one Christian fiction book, and that is Karen Kingsbury's Truly, Madly, Deeply. Yeah. I don't know what this book is about. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea. So I'm going to go into this blind, and I'll let you know how it goes. This is my first ever Karen Kingsbury book. I also want to read, I have Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. That's one I kind of want to tackle, but it's so big. It's such a big book. So I'm going to start off slow with the Christian romance girlies. And yes, I'm excited to read it. Now, for an even bigger stack, these are the fiction books that I want to get to in 2025. First off, I have the first three books of the Inheritance Cycle. Eragon by Christopher Paolini. So, I want to read this book. I grew up watching the Aragon movie with my mom. My mom loves Aragon. I don't really remember what happens in this book. So, actually, I just know it has dragons and guys. Like, that's all I know. So, I'm pretty much going into this blind. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm very excited, though. I've never really read, like, fantasy with dragons. So, I'm interested to see the world building, what happens, all that stuff. Next up, we have a couple of Brandon Sanderson books. So, the first one I have already started, so I want to finish it. It's his young adult fantasy series, sci-fi series. I think I would probably explain it better that way. Would be Skyward. Claim the stars. And this has been a fascinating book. It's really slow in the beginning. I think most books are pretty slow in the beginning. I'm on page 114. So this follows this girl named Spensa. She lives on a planet, and they're like constantly getting attacked by this like alien race. And her dad was a pilot, but he allegedly died after abandoning his like cohort, like his people. And Spensa grew up being mocked and humiliated because of it, and being called like, your dad's a coward, you're a coward. She really wants to become a pilot, so she gets into pilot school. And it's basically just like her journey, also trying to figure out what happened to her dad. There's like they live underground in these caves, and there's a big cavernous space that may hold more secrets. I don't know, I haven't gotten to that part of the book. But I do want to finish this. This is my first kind of deep dive, or dipping my toes into the Brandon Sanderson of it all. So I'm very excited. The next Sanderson book is going to be me literally, we're going into the Cosmere, y'all. It is Mistborn, the first Mistborn book. I love this cover, by the way. Like, look at how pretty it is. The words are so small. This book scares me. This series, this world has been so hyped up. I'm terrified of what is about to happen. I have no idea what happens in this book. It's Mistborn, the original trilogy. So, it's the first one. I'm very nervous. It should be good. Next up is actually 2 books in a trilogy. I don't own the third book. This is a reread. This will probably happen around the summertime. And that is Anna and the French Kiss. I had already started this last summer, and I didn't get very far because I got really busy over the summer. So, Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door. And I just need to pick up Lila and the Happily Ever After. So, hello everyone, Editing Noelle here, back again. I wanted to let you know that it is not Lila and the Happily Ever After. It is Isla and the Happily Ever After. I butchered that, please forgive me. Thank you. Oh, hi Domino. Look who we have here today. Editing Domino. It's Editing Domino. Also have shorts on, okay? I promise. Okay, thank you. I read these books like in middle or high school, and I loved them so much. So teenage Noelle loved them. Does young adult Noelle love them as much as teenage Noelle did? So I'm excited. This is by Stephanie Perkins. I haven't read any of her other books other than this trilogy. I don't even know if she's come out with any other books. So I'm excited to dive back into this world. And yeah. If you don't know what Anna and the French Kiss is about, what happened? I'm kidding. It's about this girl named Anna. Her dad basically ships her off to boarding school in Paris. She meets a guy. He has a girlfriend, but they become best friends. There's a lot of tension, no spice. It's great. Lovely little wholesome story. The last book, and probably one of the first books after I finish A Darker Shade of Magic that I'm going to pick up, is The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second book of the Inheritance Games series. I'm not going to explain what the Inheritance Games is because it's kind of it's not confusing, but there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. I read that book last year in actually I think it was the beginning of this year. I read it in 2 days, and it was about the size of this, I think. So this is a continuation of the story. I'm very excited. I want to get through the entire Inheritance Games novels. I know she just came out with another book in the series, so I think there's 5 books now. I've never actually finished a series like I did when I was younger, but in my young adult years, I have not. So we're reading and finishing series in 2025, which from the booktubers that I've watched, it's a thing this year, is series. So I'm excited to continue on. There was a huge plot twist at the end of the first book, so I need to see how it resolves, okay? Hopefully this will answer all of our questions. It probably won't because there's 3 more books after this one. So I'm excited to pick this up. I will also be reading on my iPad. I'm renting it from the library. It will be A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm going to try ACOTAR. Pray for me. So, yes. But if you like this video, like it, subscribe, comment down below what books you're wanting to read in the year of our Lord 2025. Keep a lookout on my channel and in your subscription box when I upload my next video, which is hopefully going to be in a few days, maybe a week. Depends on, ADHD over here. So I hope you're having a great day, great night, great weekend whenever you're watching this. And bye!